What up, guys? This is Derek Larger, and you are listening to Derek Larger Sports Talk. Before I begin this video, I wanted to say this video is going to be about the Colts, and it's going to conclude the two quarterbacks that the Colts have, the former Colts quarterback, Peyton Manning, and the current quarterback, Andrew Luck. And as you can see, I'm all blued out, Indianapolis Colts. That's what this video is all about. And before I begin, I wanted to say thank you to everyone who has been viewing my videos recently, and to all my great subscribers, and to all the people who have been viewing my videos. The one video I had of the Indianapolis Colts draft review has now reached 675 views. That's astronomical. I can't believe that I've hit that many views. It all comes down to you guys. Thank you very much. And thank you to all of you who have subscribed and liked and commented on my videos. And I encourage you to continue to keep doing such to help me get better. And I appreciate the feedback from a lot of you. And for being patient with me and with a lot of the videos that I'm going to be making coming up soon. And one quick shout out to my man Luke Diamond, who runs the For the Culture podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to check it all out if you just want to hear about the Colts in general, or just want to get an insight on some football related topics. Be sure to check out his podcast. He really does a great job with the podcast. I encourage you all to check it out. I watch it every time he comes out with a new video. So keep up the good work, man, and I hope this does well for you, and I hope you enjoy watching what you see, and all of you who continue to watch these videos. So, what I'm going to talk about first is the first topic for Peyton Manning. As many of you know, or some of you don't know, that Peyton Manning is going to get a statue unveiled in front of Lucas Oil Stadium during this next upcoming season. And his jersey number will be retired on that same day, on October 7th, when the Colts face the 49ers. It's become such a big topic that Jeff Locke, our new punter, has now decided he can't wear number 18 for the first time in his football career, because he has too much respect for Peyton Manning now, and he understands that number is going to be retired. So I think the biggest issue with everyone is, does he deserve this statue or not? Does Peyton really deserve a statue? A lot of people seem to not think so. One being Stephen A. Smith, who talked earlier today on First Take about how he does not feel that Peyton Manning is deserving of it, because he feels like Peyton Manning has not quite achieved all that he should in order to get the statue. And in his words, Stephen A. Smith, you need to shut the hell up. Come on, man. You're talking about one of the greatest quarterbacks that has ever played this game. It doesn't matter how you slice it, how you put them all together. If you do not have Peyton Manning in your top 10 quarterbacks of all time, regardless of anything else, you obviously don't know greatness, and you don't know the quarterback position. Not to mention, in most people's eyes, he's the greatest regular season quarterback that has ever played the game of football. He has basically helped change the passing game the way it is. Dan Marino changed the offense from a run-dominant offense to a pass-dominant offense. Peyton Manning has made it more strategic and has defined ways to make the quarterback position even more dynamic. Not to mention, he is Indianapolis. Ever since he's come into Indianapolis, he has done nothing but been supportive and has done nothing but greatness for that organization. He has made that organization what it is today. He is the basic foundation of it. What it is now is basically from Peyton Manning's greatness over the past 15 years. Do you know in 14 and 15 years that he's been with Indianapolis, he has won 10 or more games in 10 seasons? Not to mention he has the passing touchdown record for us, the passing completions, the passing completion percentage, the QBR, the passing yards. You can go down the list until you can keep going down these lists of numbers that I can continue to get into more of if anybody wants to talk with me a little bit more about that. But I understand that, yes, he's had some issues in the postseason. I completely understand. His postseason record is not as great as you would want him to be. He's only won 2 Super Bowls and has gotten to 4. Yes, I'm not even counting Denver years. I'm not even counting the Denver years. He went 1 of 2, won 1 Super Bowl against Chicago in 2006 and lost to the Saints in the other Super Bowl. But to say he doesn't deserve a statue outside of Indianapolis completely blows my mind to some people. And people want to keep talking about Tom Brady. Like, Tom Brady deserves a statue more than Peyton Manning. Yeah, he probably might. But that doesn't necessarily mean Peyton doesn't deserve a statue. And most Indianapolis Colts fans don't like Tom Brady. I don't like Tom Brady. But I can understand greatness when greatness is due. And we know that Tom Brady will probably be named over Peyton Manning as the greatest quarterback of all time on most people's radars. But to bring Brady into this argument, Brady's still playing. He's not getting a statue until he's done and retired. I mean, Peyton didn't get a statue in Indy until 5 years after he left Indy, 5 or 6 years later. I mean, why did it take him this long? I mean, it's become such an issue that I don't understand why people are complaining about it. Tom Brady didn't play for Indianapolis. Peyton Manning played for Indianapolis. That's all that matters. Does Peyton Manning deserve a statue outside of Lucas Oil Stadium? And I would argue he doesn't just earn one in Indianapolis. He could probably earn one in Denver for what the 4 years that he did in Denver, going to 2 Super Bowls and winning 1. I mean, and having some of the greatest seasons that has ever been displayed on both teams. So you can say how great of a quarterback he was or not. You can say he's top 10. You could say he's top 5. You could say he's top 3. You could say he's the best quarterback of all time. I don't care. He deserves all the credit in the world for making Indianapolis what it is today. And that is why I firmly believe he deserves a statue outside of Indianapolis. And I'm going to end this video with talking about the current quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts, Andrew Luck. Now, word came out today that the quarterback coach, Rob Chazowski, had stated to reporters that Andrew Luck should not be a double-digit interception guy. And I was trying to dissect this from many different angles. I was listening to Colin Cowherd talk about it on Fox Sports today. And I agree with a lot of things he said. And if you guys haven't seen it yet, be sure to check it out. It was a funny bit what he did today. Be sure to check it out. And Luke Diamond, I hope to see this could be a suggestion for you. I hope. I would love to see you do one of these things for it. The question is he an elite quarterback? And are the Colts giving Andrew Luck a little bit of tough love? I don't really think so. I think that they have high expectations, especially since you look at the last 2 years, he's been injured. He stated that. He stated in 2015 he was battling with a shoulder injury that happened in Tennessee. And he's been throwing with that bad shoulder for the last 2 years. And now he's going to be 100% healthy come the first week of the season. And I know a lot of people will say, oh, his QBR is not that great. Oh, he's an interception machine. Well, let me just dissect this for you really quick. And for all of you that don't like Andrew Luck out there or think he's not an elite quarterback, let me just explain this. Andrew Luck has the worst offensive line in the NFL. Has allowed more sacks in a 5-year period than any other offensive line in the NFL. Has had a run game that up until this last year, was the worst running attack in the NFL, ever since Andrew Luck has gotten to Indy. Only one time has a rusher ran for over 100 yards in a game. That again goes back to the offensive line and how bad the run game is. And his receivers are tied for 4th place in most drop passes in the 5-year span that Andrew Luck has been a quarterback. And not to mention, he's carrying a defense that it has, for most of his career, been in the back 5 of overall defense. I think the best overall rating that we've gotten in the defensive ratings since Andrew Luck has been a Colt is 17th in rushing and 20th in passing. Ever since then, it has continued to decline and decline and decline. Not to mention, because of that, Andrew Luck has more comeback wins in these last 5 years than any other quarterback. Doesn't that define greatness? Getting results? You saw it in the Lions game. The Lions continued to thread our defense to shreds. Andrew Luck was perfect that game. Ended the game with 39 seconds. We thought it was over. It didn't end. The Colts ended up losing. It wasn't Andrew Luck's fault. I can promise you that. I had him on my fantasy team. He got me 35 points that game. I didn't lose that week. I'm telling you, you can blame him all you want. But even with a sluggish team around him, has still managed to go to the playoffs his first 3 years, winning them 11 games each of the first 3 seasons, and beating a Kansas City Chiefs team with a 29-point deficit to come back and win one of the greatest playoff games that has ever been played, and was 1 game shy of a Super Bowl. And yet did not have a good team around him. He took a team that wasn't even supposed to be there to an AFC Conference Finals. That should show all you need. All you need to know to show you that he has elite quarterback level. If you give him an offensive line to protect him, now granted, I know he does hold on to the ball a little bit sometimes. A couple of those sacks have something to do with him. I completely understand. I go 50-50 on the offensive line a lot and quarterback a lot of times. 50 of the sacks, it's on the offensive line. The 50 of the other are usually on the quarterback. But that still does not mean that Andrew Luck should be getting sacked as many times as he should. And with the defense, with Chris Ballard getting the Colts a new defense for him to be able to establish a foundation, Andrew Luck now will have no excuses. If the defense works, if the defense continues to get better, and Andrew Luck can stay healthy, then we will see a different Andrew Luck this season if we can indeed see a healthy new roster for the Indianapolis Colts. And I'm very optimistic that he is going to have another 30-plus touchdown season and will be near that 8 to 11 interception ratio like he was last year with only 13 picks. So this is all the video that I'm going to be doing today. I will be doing another Sydney video coming up here this weekend. Thank you to all of you again who subscribe and those who continue to watch my videos. I appreciate the support, and I will continue to get back on this topic and a bunch of others coming in the next few weeks. I'm Derek Larger, and until next time, guys.